Have you ever met someone who looked completely ordinary, but left you feeling strangely empty after being around them? Not tired in a physical way, but emotionally drained, as if something invisible had been taken from you. Many people describe this experience, the feeling that not everyone moves through life with the same inner depth. Externally, we may all appear similar, but internally, human experience can be profoundly different. Some people live with a strong sense of inner connection, a quiet awareness of meaning, empathy, and presence. They feel deeply, they reflect, they create. They sense responsibility for how their words and actions affect others. It is as if they are guided by an inner compass. Others, however, seem to operate almost entirely through learned patterns and automatic reactions. Their lives follow scripts shaped by fear, status, survival, or control. They may function efficiently in the world, yet appear disconnected from emotional depth. Rather than thinking of this as people having or not having a soul, it may be more helpful to see it as different levels of inner awareness. Some people live from presence. Others live from programming. Psychology shows that when a person disconnects from their emotions, often because of trauma, neglect, or fear, they may develop protective strategies that reduce empathy and vulnerability. Control replaces connection. Performance replaces authenticity. From the outside, this can feel cold or calculating. Such individuals may seek energy through external validation, attention, admiration, dominance, or emotional reactions from others. Relationships become less about mutual connection and more about regulation of their own inner emptiness. You may notice certain patterns. At first, they can appear intensely charming, attentive, fascinating, magnetic. They mirror your interests, offer admiration, create a sense of special connection. But over time, something shifts. Communication becomes unpredictable. Warmth turns into criticism. Closeness turns into control. Emotional highs are followed by confusion, guilt, or self-doubt. Psychologists often describe these dynamics in terms of narcissistic or manipulative behavior patterns. Not monsters or others, but people deeply disconnected from their own emotional core. And when someone is disconnected from themselves, they may unconsciously draw energy from those who are emotionally open. Highly empathetic people are especially vulnerable to this dynamic because they naturally give understanding, patience, and emotional presence. After prolonged contact, they may feel exhausted, anxious, or strangely diminished, as if their inner light has dimmed. This is not magic, it is emotional imbalance. Healthy connection leaves warmth behind. Unhealthy connection leaves depletion. A person who is grounded within themselves does not need to control, invade boundaries, or manipulate emotions. They respect distance. They allow freedom. They can be alone without feeling empty, because their sense of worth comes from within. In contrast, someone who fears inner emptiness may constantly seek stimulation through others, attention, drama, or emotional intensity, simply to avoid silence inside themselves. Ancient stories and fairy tales often warned about charming figures who used flattery to enter homes and hearts. These stories were less about literal strangers and more about psychological wisdom. Not every invitation deserves openness. Not every kindness is safe trust. And boundaries are not cruelty, they are self-respect. Perhaps the deeper lesson is not about dividing humanity into souled and soulless, but learning discernment. Some people teach us love, others teach us boundaries. Both experiences shape maturity. You do not need to close your heart to stay safe, but you may need to choose carefully where you open it. Awareness changes the dynamic. When you stop overgiving, stop seeking validation through saving others, and begin honoring your own emotional limits, unhealthy patterns lose their power. You are not responsible for fixing another person's emptiness. You are responsible for protecting your own inner world. And sometimes growth means recognizing that compassion does not require self-sacrifice. The most grounded people are not those who give endlessly, but those who give freely without abandoning themselves. Because a truly alive soul does not shine by being consumed. It shines by remaining whole.